Hi, this is James Wilson with MTB Strength Training Systems, and today I'm going to go over the push-up. The push-up is one of those staple exercises that, pretty much always need to be in your program on some level. It's such a basic exercise for us to do. One of the things that makes it so great is it's not only an upper body exercise, but it's also a great core exercise. In fact, for a lot of you that can't do a push-up, it's not really a matter of upper body strength as much as it's a matter of not having the core strength in order to stabilize the midsection and create a good, strong platform to create movement around. And that's the whole key to what we're trying to do with our training program, is you're trying to teach your body how to be strong and create a strong, solid platform with that core, and then create movement around that core. That's what's going to really help you on your bike, increase your performance, decrease low back pain, things like that. And so that's what one of the reasons this is such a great exercise for us to do. But one of the things that I get complaints about is people say they get bored with the push-up. And so I'm making this video here to give you guys a bunch of different variations to choose from. This is in no way meant to encompass all the different push-up variations out there. I'm sure that there's a lot more, but I'm going to go over a bunch right here just to give you guys some different stuff to work on. So you start out with your basic push-up, and again, just so we're all on the same page with this, basic push-up is hands underneath your shoulders, not underneath your face, under your shoulders. Pick a spot about 4 to 5 feet out in front of you. Abs tight, glutes tight. Imagine in this position right here, someone's going to come up and soccer kick you in the gut. You got to, brace for that. So brace hard. Glutes tight. Come down. Touch your chest and chin. Push yourself back up. Down. Push yourself back up. So once you're able to get that down, now you can start incorporating some other variations. Probably one of the easiest things to do is do what's called a three-point push-up. Raise one foot off the ground. That just makes it a little bit harder to stabilize. Again, just remember you can do half your reps and then switch which foot is up. So that's a three-point push-up. You can do like a narrow grip push-up, which is going to put a little more emphasis on the triceps. You can do you can put the hands up by the face, under the face, once you've gotten that good form down, and this will put a little bit more stress on the core, doing it like this. You can also stagger your hands, so you have one hand down and one hand up, and doing your push-ups like so. Again, you switch halfway through or switch each set, whichever you want to do. If you're real fancy, you can do like an explosive switch like that. Of course, that also, you can do your explosive push-up, although I like to save stuff like that more for power work than necessarily strength work. So understand what you're trying to accomplish. Are you working on power? Are you working on strength? Because that'll help you decide whether the explosive push-up is a good option for you or not. So a bunch of different variations there. You can also do a feet elevated push-up. So just get you a box or a chair or something. Put your feet on it. Do your push-up. Again, this just makes it a little bit harder. The higher your feet are raised, the harder it is to do. So that's a regular one. You want to increase the core stability demand even more. Bust out the old stability ball, the Swiss ball. You can do your feet on the Swiss ball. Again, just a little bit more of a core training demand. Or you can actually do it opposite of that with your hands on the Swiss ball. So again, you're not going to get the same range of motion, but really good. You have to work, find a good wrist position so you don't feel like your wrists are getting bound up. But again, that's a really good one. It puts really increased demand on shoulder stabilization. So if you have shoulder problems or something like that, and you're looking for a good push-up variation to kind of help with that, that's a good one there. So feet up on that or hands on that. You can do a medicine ball push-up. If you have access to medicine balls, you can get you a couple medicine balls, one hand on each one. Again, this is a really great push-up variation for those of you that have shoulder issues, because again, it just really increases the shoulder stabilization demand to create this movement, which is extremely important for us. So you can use both medicine balls, or you can stagger it. You know, do one hand on one medicine ball, you know, and switch one hand on the floor. So there's your medicine ball push-up variation. You can also do a what's known as a T push-up. So down on the ground, up, rotate around into like a high side plank. Up, rotate around to a high side plank. So you can also make that more difficult by adding weight. Grab you a couple dumbbells and execute that movement. So down, up, and back down, into the side plank. Whoa! As you can see, you gotta be careful first couple reps when you do it with a weight, because it definitely got to stabilize a little bit more. It can kind of pull you around and knock you off balance. So you may find your first rep or two doing a T push-up with weight in your hands can feel pretty awkward. And so just take a couple reps to kind of get the control and the balance down on that. So there's your T push-up. You can also do probably one of my favorite variations is the Spider-Man push-up. And so this one, you get your hands a little wider. You come down to one side, slide across, back up to the center. Down, slide across, up to center. So you have to draw the triangle with it. I see too many people doing something that looks like this, like they come over and then lower, and it's almost like they're drawing a square. You have to draw a triangle. This is a diagonal line, straight line, diagonal line, straight back to center. So that's your Spider-Man push-up right there. And also, if you happen to have access to a weight vest, then you can add load to any and all of these variations here. So getting strong on this movement is great. You know, if you can find you a weight vest that you can put 40, 50 pounds in and do your push-ups, are awesome. You know, another thing that you can do, I don't have them strapped up here, but you know, they have, you can get some chain and some handles and suspend chains down from a pull-up bar and do, you know, suspended push-ups and stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't even know how many variations I just went over. I don't even want to try to count. But basically, the point is there's no reason that you should ever feel bored with push-ups. There is so many variations out there. You know, and you've even got your one-handed push-up. I mean, for those of you that feel like, you know, the push-up's just too easy for you, let's see you bust out, you know, 6 one-handed push-ups or something like that. So, you know, I can't, so I'm not even going to try and demonstrate. I could probably get one, but I'll make a fool of myself trying. So there's always something to work on. There's always something that you can be trying to improve on with your push-ups. So, again, I hope you guys have gotten some good ideas on ways to keep the push-up fresh, ways to continue to challenge yourself. But, again, you know, that push-up is just such a core movement for us. You know, again, I don't like bench pressing. I'm even getting to the point that I don't like dumbbell pressing and stuff like that. The push-up is so much better for your shoulders. It gets that core strength into it. It's just such a great movement for us, especially as mountain bikers, because so much of riding comes down to knowing how to stabilize here and create movement at key areas. And that's, for most of us, we have a problem with that. We're not very stable with the core, and we compensate a lot with movement from here, which takes away from our performance, and it also increases our chance of low back pain and stuff like that. So that's why the push-up's so great for us. So again, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Been James Wilson with MTB Strength Training Systems. You guys can find more great tips like this at bikejames.com. It's the premier mountain bike training website on the internet. You can find more information there than you will in pretty much any book that you can buy. So be sure and go check it out. Hope you guys have enjoyed this demo, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.